Hi everyone, Aislinn here from Minister4happiness and welcome to this week's story time. Each week I share an inspiring story, one for you to reflect upon and hopefully take the lesson into your life. And this week's story is about the 4-minute mile. I hope you enjoy it. Runners had been chasing the goal of breaking the 4-minute mile since at least 1886. It was taken very seriously, and the challenge involved the most brilliant coaches and gifted athletes across North America, Europe, and Australia. For years, runners had been striving against the clock, but the elusive 4 minutes had always beaten them. It had become as much a psychological barrier as a physical one. And like any unconquerable mountain, the closer it was approached, the more daunting it seemed. This was truly the holy grail of athletic achievement, and there was lots of pressure from the crowds and the media on the runners who tried in vain to break this mark. So the 4-minute mile barrier stood for decades. However, Roger Bannister, who was an outlier, a full-time student who had little use for coaches and devised his own system of preparing for the race, was criticised by the British press. They said he was a lone wolf and his approach was no good and he needed to adopt a more conventional regime of training and coaching. But Bannister followed the beat of his own drum, and on May 6th, 1954, he busted through the 4-minute barrier with a time of 3 minutes, 59 and 4/10 of a second. And when the 4-minute barrier fell, the circumstances defied the confident predictions of the best minds in sports. The experts believed they knew the precise conditions under which the mark would fall. It would have to be perfect weather, 68 degrees with no wind, on a particular kind of track, ideally hard, dry clay, and in front of a huge crowd, hundreds of thousands, boisterous crowd, urging the runner on to his best ever performance. But Bannister did it on a cold day, on a wet track, at a small meet in Oxford, England, before a crowd of just a few thousand. When Bannister broke the mark, even his most ardent rivals breathed a sigh of relief. At last, somebody did it. And once they saw it could be done, they did it too. Just 46 days after Bannister's feat, John Landy, an Australian runner, not only broke the barrier, but with a time of 3 minutes and 58 seconds. Then, just a year later, 3 runners broke the 4-minute barrier in a single race. Over the last century, more than 1,000 runners have conquered a barrier that was once considered hopelessly out of reach. Well, what goes for runners also goes for everyone. From leaders running organizations to entrepreneurs starting out, innovators, writers, athletes, artists, musicians. When someone changes the game, that which was thought to be unreachable becomes a new benchmark. Something for others to shoot for. That's Roger Bannister's true legacy, and a lesson for all of us to see the role of success as doing things that haven't been done before. So I think this is a wonderful story, and there's a great lesson that lies within it, and that is we can all change what we believe to be true. We can set new barriers. We can break through things that are believed to be unmanageable, unconquerable, just like Bannister, and it will become a new norm. But we all have the ability to do it in something in our lives. Maybe you have an idea, something you want to achieve, a goal that you have. And coming to the end of a year like now, it's a really good time to reflect, to look back on your life and to maybe ask yourself, is there something I really want to achieve in my life that, now is the time I need to put it into action? And like Roger Bannister, you might break a record. And it doesn't have to be for the whole world. It could just be for yourself to see you progress in the right direction. Because that's what makes life worthwhile. It's about us always moving forward, always growing, always expanding. And I hope you take this lesson into your life and have the most wonderful rest of your day. And until next week, stay healthy, stay happy, and stay safe. Bye.